factoring the sum or difference of cubes, in this case with cubes, you can do the sum as well as the difference. When you factor the sum or difference of cubes, you're going to have two terms or a binomial in your first set of parentheses, and then you're going to have three terms, a trinomial in your second set of parentheses. First thing you're going to do is do the cubed roots of each of those. You will have the same sign in the middle. So the cubed root of 125 is 5, because 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. I'm going to have a minus sign in the middle. The cubed root of 8v to the third would be 2v. When you're doing your second set of parentheses, I like to do the first term and the last term first. What I'm doing is just squaring each of these things that I got in my first set of parentheses. So if I square my 5, I get 25. If I square my negative 2u times negative 2u is a positive 4u, that's a v, is a positive 4v squared. That end term will always be positive because you're squaring something. The middle term is what cancels everything out when you multiply it out. It ends up being the opposite of this product. So this product here would be negative 10v. The opposite of that then would be positive 10v. And for fun, if I were going to check that just to prove that that actually works, I would multiply that out. 5 times 25 is our 125. 5 times 10v is 50v. 5 times 4v squared is 20v squared. Then my negative 2v times the 25 is the negative 50v. Negative 2v times positive 10v is a negative 20v squared. Negative 2v times positive 4v squared is negative 8v to the third power. You can see there my middle terms cancel out, and there's my difference of my perfect cubes. So they'll give you a formula on the LH program. They don't really explain the formula. They just say a minus b and a squared plus ab plus b squared or something to that effect. But that's what we're doing. So whenever we have perfect cubes here, we're going to start by doing our cubed roots. So the cubed root of 27u cubed would be 3u, same sign, so a plus, and then the cubed root of 125 is the same 5 it was on the previous problem. Gosh darn, you ate lunch and now you're napping. If I do my first and my last term, my first term here is going to be, what was that? I'm going to square this, so if I take 3u times 3u, I'm going to get 9u squared. So that 3u times 9u squared is that first term, 27u to the third. And my last term is going to be 25. 5 times 5 is 25. So square the first one, square the last one. My middle term will be negative 15u. The opposite of whatever that product is. So the product would be 15u, so I'm going to put negative 15u in the middle. Whoops, I went too far. And the last one, we're factoring 64y cubed minus 27. So, cubed root of 64y cubed, 4y, minus sign, and cubed root of 27, 3. So, my first term in my second set of parentheses would be 16y squared. My last term will be positive 9. And my middle term, plus 12y. And there it is.